Sure, there's no God.
Active atheist.
Active atheist. I like that.
An anti-theist.
An anti-theist. So you're 100% sure there's no God.
No.
Well, that's what an atheist
I
is.
didn't say, no, it isn't.
But then you're agnostic.
And an atheist, no. I'm not an agnostic. I'm
Okay.
You see, everybody wants to label everything. I don't believe there's a God. I don't believe there's any God.
Okay, but are you sure there's no God?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, so you're not sure then.
Well, I can't be sure.
Okay, so then just say I don't know.
There's no way. There's no way. Well, as far as I'm concerned,
Okay.
all the evidence points.
What evidence?
What evidence?
What evidence?
Lack of evidence of a God.
Well, that's not evidence. Lack of evidence is not evidence, right?
Well, okay.
You said all
we can play semantics.
No, we're not playing semantics. You said all the evident points.
Show me your God exists.
I got you. I'll get to that. Now, relax. I got you. Do you think this is our first rodeo?
No.
All right. Good. So, but hold on. Let's set something. When you speak, I'll listen.
Okay.
When I speak, you listen. How's that?
Yeah, just
Makes
like
sense?
on your YouTube videos.
Have you seen the videos?
I've seen many.
Oh, right. Did you like them?
I find them.
No. I'm saying, did you press the like button?
No.
Oh, come on. You gotta like the videos, right? Did you subscribe?
No.
All right. Did you comment at least?
Sorry?
Did you comment at least?
I have commented.
All right, on my videos.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
So let's go back to rules of discussion, right? So when you speak, I'll listen. When I speak, you listen, so we can have a respectful conversation,
Sure.
right?
No problem.
So you said all the evidence points towards, but then when I asked you for the evidence, you said the lack of evidence. So I just want to be clear that saying you have evidence of somebody not having evidence is not evidence. Meaning,
Okay,
if somebody, can I
Sorry.
finish?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
sure,
Sorry.
sure.
So, for example, if I say all the evidence points towards you being the murderer, and they say, hey, where's the evidence? I say, well, there's lack of evidence he's not the murderer. That's not evidence. Okay, is that
Fair enough.
Fair enough? Thank you. Okay, so you said you're not sure if there's a God.
Well, I can't be 100% sure.
Okay. Do you have a percentage how sure you are?
I would say 99%.
So you're 99% sure there's no God.
Well, if he wants to turn up, I'll welcome him with open arms.
I'm glad. Okay. So
Simple.
okay, I just want to first understand because
I wouldn't. If a
I'm
God
going to
was
listen
there,
to you first.
If a God was there, he can show himself to me anytime he wants.
Oh, like a servant, like he'll just show up because he needs you.
Sorry, because he needs me.
God doesn't need you. He doesn't need to show himself to
How
you.
do you know that?
Let me tell you. Okay.
Did he tell you that? Did he whisper that in your shell-like?
No, he did.
Right, so how do
He
you
did
know
reveal that in his book that was revealed to his prophet, that he is not in need of anybody. He is Samad. Samad means the one that is not in need of anybody, and everybody's in need of him. Okay.
Well, can I just add to that?
Let me let you
see,
speak.
When you talk,
Okay.
you cover many subjects.
I haven't.
Hang on.
You asked
let
me a
just
question.
say,
Okay, go ahead.
If you say something and I let it go, then I can't challenge it later because you've moved on to another 14th subject.
Okay.
So if I stop you just intermittently, just to clarify a point, but if you'd rather I didn't, I won't.
So when you mentioned a few things that I wanted to respond to, I let you finish because if I interrupt you, then it cuts off what you're. If I don't listen to you, then we can't have a productive conversation.
Okay.
Right?
We'll
you asked
go
me.
by your rules.
These are rules of courtesy. If you don't want to go by them, we can interrupt each other all day, right? That's okay. But that's not going to be fruitful, right? So when you asked me a question, did God tell you? So I was just responding. I wasn't changing the subject or any of that.
Yeah.
Now, when I speak to a lot of atheists, agnostics, they give me different belief systems. Earlier, you were a very active atheist. You said God doesn't exist. Then when I asked you, are you sure? Then you said I can't be sure. Then you were like, I'm not 100% sure. Then you came back with 99.9%, right? Okay. So my first question to you, just to understand like where you come from, we're not even getting into whether God exists or not, is there's a huge universe out there, right?
Sure.
And a lot of knowledge out there, right? Yes or no?
A lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
When you say knowledge, who has the knowledge?
Different people have knowledges.
Oh, you
people
mean throughout the world, you mean?
Throughout the world, through the universe, through the galaxies.
Well, we don't know that there's anything living outside.
But there are things. I mean, I'm not saying living things, but there is things to discover and know in the universe, right? That's why we send satellites, black matter or dark matter and how it works, and
but I
black holes,
I
right?
wouldn't necessarily say there's knowledge out there. There's knowledge to be had out there.
So let me explain this. For example, a black hole, right? They do exist, right?
So we're told.
I mean,
I've never seen one.
Do you believe in that or no? I mean, those images the scientists show us are fake, or?
No, I think they probably do.
You're not sure about a lot of things. I mean, the evidence that you've seen about the existence of black holes, do you believe there is such a thing? Or that's like a fabrication from NASA, the world is flat and they're lying to us?
No, I don't think it's a fabrication. I don't think they're lying.
So they do exist?
I can't say that they do.
So those pictures that NASA shows us are of what?
Well, do they actually picture a black hole?
Well, that's what they say, that this is what a black hole looks like. Okay, do you believe galaxies exist?
Well, we're told they do.
Are we being lied to?
I don't know.
There's definitely pictures of galaxies, right?
Sure,
the Milky Way?
They probably do. I don't think we're being lied to.
Okay. So,
But I can't, look.
Hold on. I haven't even got to the
questions.
My question isn't even there yet.
Okay.
I just want to understand because my question is really that there is a lot of things that we don't know about yet.
Sure.
Okay.
We know a fraction of...
how much of everything that there is to know in the universe do you think you know personally?
Oh, less than 0.0001%.
So that's really funny that you know less than 0.0001% of what's out there, but you're 99.999% sure that there's no God. Which just tells me that you think you know more than you do, right? Because
if your opinion,
can I finish?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Okay.
No problem.
The reason being, if, for example, and I'm not even getting into why I believe in God or why I know there's existence of God, I'm just saying, it just shows your mindset that knowing 0.001%, knowing that this is great.
There's a lot to know out
So are we
there.
gonna stop the interruptions at some time?
Okay, go on.
All right, thank you. So now, if there is so much to know out there, then how can you be 99.999% sure there's no God out there when you only know 0.0001%?
Well, yeah, okay.
Good point. Thank you.
Fine.
All right. Let me ask you something. Where did life come from?
We don't know.
We don't know. Do you have any ideas?
No.
You have no idea at all? Ever study the theory of evolution?
Sure.
Okay, so then you have some idea. You just said you have no idea, right?
Yeah, but you've asked two different questions. Do I believe in evolution? Yes.
Okay, I asked you where does life
I believe
come
things
from?
evolved.
Hold on.
Evolution is about things that have evolved.
Okay, I'm listening to you respectfully.
They already exist. They've
Okay.
just evolved.
Okay.
You've introduced the existence of something.
I didn't introduce anything. Did I introduce something? Or did I just ask you a question?
Well, you
Did
said,
I introduce something?
You said, where did life come
That's a
from?
question. That's not an
You said,
introduction.
where did life come from?
Yes, that's a question.
Evolution doesn't tell you where life came from.
Okay. Does it tell you where
you've asked two
species...
different questions.
Hold on. Even if you say I asked two different questions, I didn't introduce anything. I just asked you two questions.
Okay.
Okay? Now, where did life come from? Where did it develop from? Where did it begin from? Where did it evolve from? The theory of evolution definitely has theories about it, right?
Well, you've asked several different questions in that one sentence.
Okay, my
So
question
can you
is...
be more specific?
Yes. Does the theory of evolution talk about how life developed on Earth?
It talks about how it's developed, yes.
Okay. Do you believe in that?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Okay. According to the theory of evolution, how did the first living cell develop?
They don't actually... Well, the cells, they're not 100% sure.
Really? Are you
As far
sure
as
they
I
don't
know.
know?
No, I'm not sure.
Have you studied it?
Not in depth.
But you believe it in 100%?
Oh, I didn't even know. Sorry.
That's interesting,
I believe
right?
in I believe-
Can I say
I
something
believe
now?
in evolution.
You said you believe in the theory of evolution 100%,
Yeah.
and you haven't even studied it. You can't even explain it.
Well,
Isn't that interesting? Isn't it though? You see, you have blind faith, basically, then, in a
Okay,
theory
if you
which you
say-
have no evidence for.
if you say I have blind faith, fine.
Yeah. Oh,
I
so you have blind faith.
Okay.
Okay. I would then ask you, the first living cell would have to have a minimum set of genetics. It's called the minimum gene concept. Have you ever heard about it?
Yeah.
You have? Okay, good. So, how many genetics must be there for the minimum set for a single cell basic living organism to survive?
I'm not 100% sure.
So you don't know about it then?
Well, I'm not a doctor, and
Oh,
I'm not a scientist,
I'm not a doctor
and I'm
either,
not
okay.
a biologist.
But I
I'm
do
not-
read, so.
Yeah,
Now,
okay, fine.
there is theorized that the minimum would be 200. In a clinical trial, and you can go home and look this up, around 300 something genetics had to have been in place for the minimum single cell organism to survive.
Okay.
So who put those there?
Well, that's a leading question. Who?
That's a question.
Well, I would say what put it there?
Okay, what put it there?
I don't know. Do you?
You don't know. I do, but let's
But you say it's a who.
Well, I believe it's a who.
Well, you believe it's a who, and you can't demonstrate it's a who.
Well, I can, but we'll get to
How
that.
do you do that?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So the question there gets to be
Yeah.
that the first living cell, if it had to have a minimum set of genetics, it could not have evolved from less than it. So the theory of evolution that you believe in 100% just fell apart. Because how did it evolve to have those minimum set of genetics if it could not survive without it, and it could not have been a living cell without it?
Well,
Go ahead.
I don't think they're absolutely sure how.
So the thing you're...
Science doesn't actually say they know how life started.
Okay,
You say you know how life started.
I do.
You say it was a God that did it.
I didn't say that. Did you just put words in my mouth?
Oh, okay. Then
Did I say that?
Does anybody say that?
People say that, but if you're talking about me, let me tell you what I believe.
Okay.
Don't put your ideas into me, okay? Now, let's go back to the minimum gene concept, okay? So the theory of evolution that you believe in 100% cannot answer how the first living cell had that minimum set of
Correct.
genetics already. So that means,
I'm agreeing with you.
okay, good, I'm glad. Okay, so that
I'm
means
saying-
that theory is incorrect because it is
Doesn't make
proven.
it incorrect.
I'll let you speak. You let me speak. Okay. The theory is that things evolve from what is less than it. The living cell could not have evolved without having the minimum set of genetics. This is something we can prove in a clinical trial.
Okay.
So then the theory
I'm not
is
disputing
wrong. So then the theory is wrong
What's your point?
because the point is the theory of evolution is proven wrong by this. And I just explained how.
Yeah, okay, fine. If that's what you believe.
No, it's not what I believe. It's what we can prove in a clinical trial. It's not blind faith like yours. I'm basing my opinion on something you can actually prove in a clinical trial, unlike the theory of evolution, which we have never been able to prove in a controlled environment clinical trial. I work in the med device industry. I work with scientists. I work with clinical trials. I'm not just coming at this from blind faith. I'm bringing evidences. So the theory of evolution that you said you believe in 100% has been proven wrong. Agreed?
Look, can I answer now?
Please?
Whether what I say is right or wrong, you still haven't proven that a God exists.
Okay. So you want to get past the fact
I'm,
that...
I'm simply saying prove your God
Okay,
exists.
great.
You know, we can play.
Do you want me to speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I want to be respectful. I want to listen to you first. So if you have more to say, I'm going to listen.
No, you continue.
Okay. Now, I believe that there is a creator that created the universe, that created the galaxies, that created everything that's in existence, that is ever living from the beginning, from the... Okay?
I understand that.
I don't believe God needs to show me his face. That God is not in
I
dead...
understand that.
All right, thank you. Let me just continue what I'm saying. You don't have
I'm
to.
just agreeing with
All
you.
right, thank you. I appreciate that. You're a great person to have a kind of, you're very polite. I like it. Okay, so I believe there is a great creator, I believe that creator is greater than all of us and he's not in need of any of us, right? That creator doesn't need to follow my rules. I can't tell God, yo, if you want me to believe in you, show me your face. That's not the way it works. I am the one that's in need of God. When I get sick, he's the one that cures me. I'm not the one that cures him. He doesn't need my worship. He doesn't need me to believe in him or not believe in him. My belief in him or no belief in him doesn't harm or benefit him, and he's the great creator. It harms and benefits me. So for my own salvation, for my own good life in this world and the hereafter, I have to research. Now, I believe that great creator shows us miracles every day. When the sun rises, when the moon sets, when a child is born, I believe that's miraculous. For example, when a mother has no milk in her chest, a woman regularly, she doesn't have milk. But when she gets pregnant, there is milk in the chest. I believe that's miraculous. It shows design. It's something amazing, something that could not happen without a creator designing it. Because if you look at the theory of evolution and the idea that there is natural selection, you would have to have a need for something to be then randomly changed and chosen for survival. But if there was certain species that didn't have a mother feeding them milk before surviving, then there would be no point in getting milk. And if there wasn't,
there would be no species.
And there would be no species.
Absolutely.
So then life wouldn't exist. So I believe that the creator is the one that gives us that beautiful design, that the body, without any warning, without any company, without any person, without McDonald's and without Google and without Starbucks, boycott, right? Without any of that, milk appears in the chest of a woman when there is a need. I believe that's amazing. Now, that's something we can see that could not be without a designer. Just like this camera or this phone has intelligent designs, you are more intelligent than that. You have eyes that see better than a camera. You have a mind smarter than Siri.
The camera sees better than I do.
I would disagree with that, and let me explain that, okay? For example, if I take the camera out right now, depth perception of that camera is not as good as your eye. Even the camera is designed after the eye, because there would be no concept of a camera if it wasn't your eye. That camera, if it cracks, it goes.
Camera
right?
doesn't have a blind spot.
Cameras have more than one blind spot. Right now that camera is looking at me and you, none of what's behind it can be seen. The eyes have more vision than that camera. But again, you know that the human body is more complex than an iPhone. It's more complex than a Samsung phone. It's more complex than a car. And none of those things could be brought into existence without a designer, without a creator, without a manufacturer, without a factory. You know that.
Yeah,
so that is
I
a
don't
clear,
dispute
good. So that is a clear evidence that you don't dispute that there is a creator.
No.
Of course.
No.
You just agreed.
I said,
See,
I
Go ahead.
said that physical things that we have
Are you physical?
is all. Now you're interrupting me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just asking. I want to
No,
be clear.
Do you want to keep
continue?
interrupting me?
No,
But you can if you want.
I'd rather
If
not.
that's the way you'd rather do it.
I'd listen to you.
Okay, fine. I'm saying anything physical that is manufactured by man is clearly made by men. So that has absolutely nothing to do with an imaginary God. Absolutely nothing. Your God is fictional, imaginary, and as far as I'm concerned, does diddly squat.
Are you done with your?
I'm just
Answer.
saying,
Okay.
you're pointing to man-made things that we all know is made by man.
How do
What's
you know?
that got to do with a God?
Okay, are you done? Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's your turn.
How do you know man made this? Prove it.
Well, I could take you to the factory. I could
Where-
take you to the designer.
take me.
I
Let's
could take
go.
you.
The designer for this phone, have you ever met him?
What's that got to do with it?
Meaning, you're saying this is designed without any evidence that you're bringing forward.
You've got the evidence in your hand
How is that evidence that this is designed?
because there's no other way it could exist without somebody designing
Why not?
it. Because man designed it.
You just proved my point.
No, I
There is
haven't.
no way that
I've
this
said-
could. Can I finish? Now you're interrupting me, right? You just said that this is the evidence that there is a designer. This is amazing.
Yes.
Let me speak now. Okay, you spoke. I listened. I was
agreeing
polite.
with you.
Thank you. You just said this is the evidence that there is a designer without ever seeing a design, without ever seeing the designer. Something unseen you believe because of this. Well, if that's true, then you are the evidence that there is a creator.
My mother created me with my father.
Your mother did not create you.
Yes, she
Your
did.
mother gave birth to you. She didn't design you. She didn't
created
design
me
your brain.
in 9 months.
I will
She
let you.
created me from a single cell.
I will let you finish.
She created me from a single cell in 9 months.
Are
That's
you-
pretty
are you-
amazing.
Are you done speaking?
Yeah, now you can.
Okay.
Now you can have a go.
Thank you. Your mother didn't create you, she gave birth to you. She didn't design your lungs. She didn't even know what you would look like. She didn't know if you were going to be whole when you were born. She didn't know what color eyes you would have. She didn't know what gender you were. She gave birth to you. That's like saying a factory designed the phone. No, a factory produces the phone. It doesn't design it. Your creator designed you. Who made your heart? Who made the functionality for your kidneys to work and cleanse your urine? It's not your mother that sat there and put those programs.
Well,
Who
it's
made
not-
your...
it's not
Can I,
your
can I
claim
finish?
either.
Can I finish?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Now, your statement that this by itself is the evidence that there is a creator, a designer, proved my point. The evidence of you standing here and your functionality is evidence that there is a designer and a creator, and it's not your mother.